Welcome to Chaos to Clarity, where we discuss healing trauma with godly guidelines. I'm your host, Jean. All right, guys, today's episode is going to be a little deeper than most, okay? I touched on codependency earlier on in the season, and there's a bunch of different layers to codependency, so we're going to break it down a little bit. So, codependency is a relationship addiction which is rooted in low self esteem, fear of abandonment, and a compulsive need to control or save others. It exhibits poor boundaries, extreme need for validation, and a tendency to base self worth on others' needs. I actually sent out a text to a group of people and asked them, what is one word that comes to mind when you hear codependency? And I was really amazed that everybody sent back something different. So we're going to kind of pick these apart, so to speak. So the first one is insanity. It's engaging in emotionally destructive or abusive behavior that is usually one sided. My interpretation of that is that you're literally doing something that you know is unhealthy and you can't stop, and it's creating the same results, right? The next one is validation. It's unhealthy reliance on an external self-worth, self-sacrifice, emotional suppression due to low self-esteem. You're doing this to help, but it makes you feel better, or you think it's going to make you feel better about yourself or whatever because of the low self-esteem, which it doesn't. We all know that. So the third one is unhealed. It feels like being stuck in survival mode because of the people pleasing and self neglect. If you're not doing the things that you need to do to help heal your inner self, then you're going to constantly feel stuck. Okay. So the fourth one is void/lonely. An internal emptiness, a lack of identity stemming from emotional neglect, often rooted in childhood or through unstable relationships. This is like you're doing all this work and you still feel like it's not good enough. You have like a void inside of you. Anybody that's ever been in any kind of a toxic relationship, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. No matter what you do, you still feel alone. You still feel like there's something missing. Okay. A good verse for this is Psalm 118:8, if you want to go look that up. The fifth one is emotional or financial help, relying on someone else to emotionally be there for you or to help financially. Um, Usually kind of backfires. I know personally that's what happened to me. They either use the money or emotional things to control you and to keep you under their thumb, so to speak. There is a better life out there, guys. You can make it on your own financially. Okay. The sixth one, self loathing. It's a cycle of low self esteem, intense shame, loss of self, where an individual defines their worth solely through caretaking or fixing others. This just means to me that you don't love yourself enough to think you're worthy of anything else, and that's honestly so far from the truth. Number seven, no healthy boundaries. It's a fear of saying no, a fear of conflict. You're made to feel guilty or prioritize other people's needs which causes you to become easily used by others, and it creates resentment. A favorite scripture of mine in reference to that would be Proverbs 29:25. Number 8, unfulfilled. If we're constantly sacrificing our own needs, our identity, and well being to save or fix someone else, you feel empty, you feel resentful, and trapped due to the lack of reciprocation. Because, like I said earlier, most of the time, codependency relationships are one sided. This is why it is so important to have healthy boundaries, to have hobbies, and to be in love with yourself first. Yes, we are created to be a helpmate, to have a partner. But if we don't love ourselves, we're going to be used, abused, and we can't even love properly because we don't know what the real true meaning of love is. It's none of these crazy things that I just listed, okay? And in order to not be this way or to get sucked into it, we should establish boundaries, listen to, and trust our own feelings and intuition. This is what us Christians call discernment. Honor your own needs and intentions. Create a positive space and set goals to lift your self esteem and confidence. So, the Bible doesn't specifically talk about codependency, but it's known as idolatry of man, which flies under the radar as good works are helping others. While God does want us to help others, He doesn't want it to consume our lives. So He encourages us to have self reflection, spiritual healing, and through scripture, we can learn how to break the patterns of people pleasing and emotional suppression that have ruled our relationships for years. Realizing that we are enough on our own and worthy of greater things and abundant love. We are whole with Christ and we don't have to work for it. More references can be found in 1 Peter 5:7, John 15:5, Proverbs 3:5 and 6, and Psalm 62:8. Until next time, friends.